What's up, Justin, Giovanni, Chris? What's up? How's everybody doing? Got on a little earlier tonight than normal. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope everybody had a pretty decent day. Yeah, dinner time. I feel that. I just ate some amazing potato soup and Mexican cornbread. And it was amazing. It was really good. Really, really good. 207 Joe, man, I just don't want to talk about today. I called it perfect. And that's what we're going to go over. This one hurt. This one hurt me today. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to get in. I called it to the T and got shook out and second guessed myself all day. Nice 207. I hope you got in it up there where we were talking about it earlier. I had tried here once, somewhere in here, and got shook out, and then tried again and got a small move, got shook out, and just got so aggravated I walked away. Yeah, puts is where it was at. Everybody kept, not everybody, but some was talking about going against the trend today. And I totally agree the vast majority of the time about going against the trend. It's going to bite you. But you also have to find levels. I hear you, Sean. 207 Joe, brother. I'm glad, man. I'm so glad. I'm glad you got paid good, man. I feel like I let some of us down today. Everybody wanted these, everybody was leaning into calls really early. Oh, we'll wait a minute. What time is it? I'm a couple minutes early. We can chat a minute. Welcome to Stocks with Sean. I like it, Sean. Everybody have some good dinner tonight? Nice. Nice. Hello, Christy. Welcome. Yeah, we had I had the levels. Okay, Peter, I'll check it out. CEMAS. Let's look at the daily, Giovanni. Then we'll go back and review the setup for today that we missed, that I missed. Mark, I feel you. All right, Heather. Nice job. Yeah, Justin, me either, and that's why I ended up walking away. I said, this is not my day. I've had 2 or 3 good straight, strong weeks with Josh and with myself, and they're not all bangers. Even though I think I called it today, I think I called the right move today, but I got shook out of it. So Let's go to 4 hour. We came right up underneath this shelf right here that I've been watching. That was really my upper end target, and if we start eating through this, we got to get above 602 to come back up here and test 608 again. Claudine, I will often use between 15 minutes up to 4 hours trying to find good supports and resistances. I'm really, under us 582. I think is pretty doggone strong. We had one get eat up here at 580. Is that on the daily? Yeah, that's on the daily. Yeah. 580 is also fairly stout support. Why it sticks like that sometimes. $599.70. Right back up here again. You can see $599.70. Yeah, it's right at the bottom of this shelf right here. Let me get rid of this. See, we're coming right up into the bottom of this stuff right here. All this zone right here. And I kind of like this as almost a double bottom play. It was really close. Obviously, well, I'm going to go back and look at the setup for today. How we should have played it. How I should have played it. This is what I like to do. This is how I make better choices. Yeah, Vols Magic. Me too, man. Yeah. That first, man, I stayed on the live stream till after 12 o'clock with everybody trying to get a play. And I forced a call once or twice. You got shook out. The problem was this whole move from here to the top was flipping no vol. It was so slow. It was so slow. And when you come to the 1 hour and come back to today, this is why I didn't want to take calls the whole way up, even though it did rip up some, but the move was horrible. I mean, you guys, anybody that was on the live with me today, it was an awful move up, but the move down was money. And I kept calling that, and I ended up missing it. But this is why. Look at the 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour RSI. Even though it can go oversold or overbought, and it did, but that whole move was jacked up. It was horrible. There was no there was no RSI, there was no pressure pushing it. There was no wind behind the sails. So that's the reason I didn't take it. Everybody kept saying, don't trade against the trend, and I believe that. Don't trade against the trend. But sometimes when you're coming into resistance and support, you want to try to play the bounce or play resistance levels, you have to anticipate some. And if your level's pretty good, then it'll hold. If it ain't pretty good, then it's going to chew through it. But I was pretty confident watching that RSI being overbought and trying to take puts up in here. And man, if anybody kept those, it paid huge. It was a huge payday. I missed it, but it was a huge payday. Had the right idea. We come to our 5 minutes, like we set them up in the morning. We're going to do one more horizontal line. 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle. Here's the top of it. We'll change that to purple also. Okay. Yeah. Sean, probably not a bad idea at the very bottom down there. Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow, Vols. We're going to do it again in the morning. Justin, when you deposit money into Webull, we'll say 3 to 5 days for it to settle. Did you go ahead and apply for options trading and get approved? Make sure you do that. So here's our morning structure. These 2 purple lines. It was kind of tight. I kept waiting for this cross up on the 5, and it gave it to us. But I just wasn't comfortable with this move, and this move was 597.25, about 2 points, a little over 2.5 points of a move. It's pretty good on an option, but it took 9:50 to 12 o'clock. Over 2 hours to get there. So it was chewing, if you're playing 0 DTEs on your options, it was chewing your contract up, time decay was. I never would take these up here. I just couldn't get comfortable doing it, and that's why I wanted to start going to higher time frames. Even on the 15, look at the 15-minute RSI, guys. I saw this move coming, and I kept saying it, and I still neglected to be able to hold that, even though it was good. So I got to stop. I'm still new to this coaching, guys, and being a leader in here. So sometimes I've got to trust my levels. I feel like I let a few people down today. I hate that. But, it's part of it. Part of it. We'll get it back tomorrow. This 1 hour RSI told the story of today for me. Somebody asked me, why do you want to trade against the trend? Well, it wasn't that I wanted to trade against the trend. It's that I didn't want to buy at the top. I don't want to buy the top of a move. Only time I want to do that is if I can catch momentum, and I'm telling you, look at this. The momentum wasn't there. It was not there. Seemed like it took forever to get up here. 2 to 2.5 hours to get up there. And once it broke this 9 EMA, remember I tell you guys I use the green 9 EMA as my guide. This was the first place to get into puts when it broke right here. This was the first confirmation candle. You could have took them up here because 1, 2, 3 candles were rejected off of these highs, 599.70. Could have begun to look at them. I know it, Sean, right? Time to man up, Mike. Yeah, sometimes I gotta drown out the chatter and not second guess myself, and that's what happened today. So, does anybody see? A lot of people ask me why I'm looking at 30 in an hour all the time. It's not that I'm looking at price action. It's that I'm looking at the RSI and the MACD. Those are showing me upcoming movements to look for. That's why I use those today was a beautiful picture of it. Even though I couldn't hold this, that was just on me. This 9 EMA absolutely worked today on the 5-minute chart. Once it broke up here, if you went into puts, look here, the rest of the day had you paid. So I think a few people caught it and held and had a good run. I was not one of them. Small run, but I caught like a little piece of this first move up here. Then it got kicked out. That was on me though, because I had gotten shook up by these first 2 hours of chop, which it don't look like chop, but in the middle of it while it's going on, it was very choppy. I mean, these candles were just not giving much. Not much. No good continuation breakaways. You know what I mean? I hear you, Sean. Vols Magic. Yep. So he says, can you go over Hey, Mr. T, nice. Very nice. I like to hear that, man. So, sorry if you go over the last hour of the day and why we never got continued moves to the downside or upside with big candles showing otherwise. Vols Magic, at one point, everything was looking bearish. Everything was looking bearish. Then it reverses up with a big green candle for a fake out. Mark, on the, I'm just on the 5-minute right now. I use about everything. I use a 15 and 30 a lot, but the hour is why I wanted puts. For the one, when I saw the 1 hour, actually I was looking at the 30-minute also. Now that I remember that. Let's look at this. I'll show you. Here was the 30-minute. Now, obviously, things work backwards. A small time frame is going to flip before a larger time frame, right? But there's not as much confirmation. Nice, Randolph. So, I remember looking at the 15 and the 30. This 15 was screaming overbought. When this 30 flattened up here, then at that point, it wasn't making any more newer highs from the last peak. It was right at the top of it. That was a 84 on the RSI on a 30 minutes. It's pretty overbought. Here's the 1 hour. See it shade once it starts shading in on Webull, you're in the overbought zone. You're due for a pullback. So once we were up here at the top and looked like it wanted to start flipping over, even though this MACD doesn't flip until down in here on the 1 hour. Once you got this move up here, it's telling you down pressure is coming. Then I switch back to the 5-minute because I want my entry on a smaller time frame where I got a better entry. Does that make sense? Now, on the 5-minute, once this made its high at 599.72 or 599.70, it started riding this 9 EMA. It wouldn't break it. It tried to break it here, wicked back up again with a green candle. Finally broke it here. Now, everybody's going to say, and everybody will teach you, that there's no confirmation in that. And that's true. That one red candle don't mean much on a 5-minute candle. But when I'm also looking at a higher time frame, the 30, it's saying down. It's giving me confirmation that, this might not have been a huge move down, but I knew it had to come down to regain more strength to move back up. This can't go. Give me 1 second, guys. One second. I know it. You may want to come down here and check mine out before you buy it and just see what you think. So I didn't think you'd want to get out in the snow though. It's pretty daggone loud, yeah. I think you'd like it, but you might want to check it out first. All right, I'll holler back at you. Okay, sorry guys, that's my dad. Couldn't say no. Um, where was we? Okay, this 30-minute and 1 hour, guys. Do not sleep on this overbought and oversold. Look at what happens on a 1 hour oversold. Now, this day here, if you bought on the oversold at the end of the day, you would have opened up 581 to 591. It's a 10-point move. That was a bad day there. I remember that. But even so, let's say here on a normal day, look at this oversold here. Look at this run. Me and Josh called this that morning. I remember this day too. We called it first thing out of the gate this morning when we crossed morning structure. Boom, all day long. That oversold and overbought on a 1 hour time frame is generally money. Now it may take it a day to get that movement. Yeah, I actually just bought SUI. Somebody just asked me about SUI. What's up, Lightning? That SUI chart, 1 hour. I picked it up right here. We got close to 30. When you drop a large chunk, 503 to 10-cent move to, I can scalp. If I'm dropping 9 or 10K, I can scalp $300-500 a pop like that. When you're approaching 30 on the 1 hour, I'd rather get it down here on the overbought or oversold, like right in here. You get better moves. But when it starts getting down to 30, it's going to come back up. You have to build your position into it though. Sometimes you got to break them up and trust the move. But SUI, if we go, let's go on the daily. That's where I had SUI at. Not to get off topic too bad, but I bought this. Josh told me I could post my crypto charts. I don't want to overstep my lane of what I'm doing, but he said it was fine if I wanted to post them. I built my position right here on SUI this last run, and I really only just watched the MACD on the daily. See, the MACD's divided in half. There's the zero line. When the MACD came back down and stayed over the zero line and started making its way up here on this, when it flattens out right there on my mark, right here. See? I started building my position there. 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 candles, 3 days worth of building. So I busted my buys up in 20%. I did like 5 buys and caught the majority of this move. I took it from, I think 415, somewhere in there was my average, and got out around 490. I missed some of this second candle because I was happy with profit, so I was fine. Yeah, Sean. It is record. It'll be on my YouTube channel, Beeraboo. You just go to YouTube and watch it. Mark, on Webull, I guess the range is right here. How do you do that? I don't like that. I guess I come over here I don't do range, I do interval. And it just pops up the time frames. So that's That's 12 days on a 15-minute. I guess on TradingView, you can do this 5 days, 1 month. I don't do this much. 1 month, 1 hour. Is that correct? January 7th. November 7th. Okay. Didn't know you could do that. I never pay attention to the day of the intervals. I just use the time frames. 4 hours or daily. On Webull, you can do, I guess you can do 5 days, 30 minutes, 1 hour. I see what you're saying. I never pay any attention to that. I just pop these over here. 15, 1 hour when I'm doing my times. Sorry, man. I just now understand what you're saying. Mark, I took a position in SUI. Yes. But not for not to hold. I traded a lot off the 1 hour. Now, if this breaks, this may not be a strong move because we wasn't technically overbought or oversold. I mean, so I'm not good with that parabolic SAR. Just Jer Evan. The difference is really how you're playing, how you're trading. The 20 EMA is standard for larger time frames, like for the daily. I'm not very good with it. The parabolic SAR. I've never spent any time. I popped it on my chart a couple times, but never used it much. Thank you, Donald. Lightning, great job on those Dale plays from Josh. Yeah, the way I've been playing Suey, sometimes I scalp it on the 1 hour. On the oversold. I've caught a few good moves off of it like that when it gets oversold. It's been parabolic, so you don't get a whole bunch of them. But there's a lot of liquidity in it, so it moves very nice. So for tomorrow, let's go over the setup today. Here's what I did wrong. It's hard to guide try to think you're guiding 200 or 300 people. I don't want to be stupid, so I try to be conservative. Sometimes it bites me. I should have took this candle right here. This candle says confirmation, even though we didn't do much movement from there on out. It was a really slow move. The second thing I did, here's our structure. These two purple lines because of the bottom and the top of our combined 3 candles here. We shot over top of it. We tried to bust out here and wicked up, come back down. This candle opened on top and continued up. If I could go back again, I would have tried to trust this move a little more with a somewhat tight stop loss and managed this 9 EMA on the way up. It still wasn't a great move because the RSI was so oversold or overbought. I'm sorry. It was going to the upside. This was the move of the day, and I called it, and I did not I didn't follow my own steps. So, I didn't get the trade. That's how it goes. Looking at tomorrow, let's go to 30 minute to start with. Yeah, Lightning 1K. I got over 1K. Thank you all. I appreciate that big time. Thank you so much. Okay, Michelle and Claudine, here we go. I'll do this every video. The green line is the 9 EMA. The gold line is my VWAP. This red line is the 200 EMA. Durga, yeah, I can pin it. And I'll show you the VWAP here. We'll turn it off and on. See that one? Claudine or Michelle? That gold bar there, that's VWAP. The 200 EMA and the green, these are the EMAs I have. 9 and the 200. Yep, you're very welcome, Michelle. Crossing under VWAP. I mean, VWAP always makes a difference to me if I'm over or under it. It's kind of like the first thing I'm looking at. But somebody asked me to pin my link. I think it's pinned already. So let's go to Discord and I'll show you guys something. When you click on the video here and bring it up, and I hate to waste time doing this, guys, but this is how I'm making my living now. So here's my video pulling up, and bring it up. And if you just scroll down to right here, I guess the description, It'll say more. You can just click that box. I think Durga was asking for this. Here's my link. Support me here at Stocks with Josh Discord link. That's my link. And then here's my tip jar if anybody feels inclined to tip. Thank you very much. But here's the link. You can just unsub from the Discord and resub with my link, and then that gives me a percentage. Thank you, Durga. And I'll copy it, put it in the chat, paste it there. Did it go? Maybe. Oh, it's too big. Let's see here. Let me redo that. How did I do that? Let me try that again. Lord, what was I putting in there? Where's it at? Sorry, guys. This is bothering me. I was just looking at it. There we go. Copy. This is the cool thing in the world with my Apple stuff I figured out. I can copy on my phone and paste on the PC. Look at there. Man, what the what? Okay. So this is on my son's account. That's why it says old account. But that should be... Did that do it? I don't know. If you can't find it there, it should be under the YouTube video, though. You can always go to Spylord on the Discord and go to where it says pinned messages. It's always right there. Copy link. And then, there you go. If I copy it there, does that take me to it? How do I set up my RSI? Daryl, I'll get to those questions in just a second. I've kind of quit using crossovers of EMAs. It's not real. When you look back, it looks definitive. In the moment, it's not so definitive. So I've gotten used to my setup. I like the 9 EMA very well with a 5-minute chart. You know, you start switching the minutes around, and I do go to all kinds of time frames just to see movement and to see RSI, but and MACD. But the 5-minute chart on a trend respects the 9 EMA very well. That's all I could say. I've gotten used to using that. If you change it to the 5, it starts looking different sometimes, I guess. The more you change it, like, I guess it would have gotten out right here. Each day is going to look a little different. I used to try to use a 13 and a 48 crossover. A lot of people like it. Here's a 200. How did I do this? Yeah. See how the 9 starts getting away from it a little more? It gives you a little more cushion. I'm going to move this over and you can see it. Some people like the 20. The 20 would have kept you in the trade, but took you longer to get out of. And then if you change time frames, let me keep it on 20 for a second. I'll show you. Switch over to 15. It wouldn't have got you out if you'd used a 15-minute chart. It wouldn't have gotten you out very quick. It's just what I've got used to. It's what I've got used to trading. So I like, we've been into trying to find trends and trade breakouts of trend. And I've just found that for myself and a lot of day traders, the 9 EMA is really good with a 5-minute chart. It puts you back because it also gives you a lot of re-entries. Like right here, this wick, it'll wick off of the 9 quite often. And this would have been a good ad spot right here. Once this wick started coming back up, if you were ready with your calls, it would have been there. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Okay. If anybody has trouble finding my link, you can @ me in the Discord and I'll send it to you to use my link for the Discord. Okay. Let me get a couple more questions here, and then we'll look at tomorrow's level. Oh, my God. They're scraping snow outside. Sorry if that's really loud. I have 599.70 marked. That's the high of today. I want to see what's above us, so I'll bring it out to here. See what we're coming into? We got to hold this 595, 595.50. There's a lot of structure under us, guys. When we get into doing that, I'll often just start looking at 15s and 30s to find my levels. So I would want, okay, here's 594. 594 is a good level for support. The top of this structure today, of our morning structure, 597.25. There's some support there. is this? 596. Oh yeah, right here. 595.70. Let's come back here. Now we start getting a few levels in there. So I would want, I'm not calling out a bunch of stuff for tomorrow because pre-market and overnight changes everything. But I'm telling you, the next resistance in my eyes was our highs of today, 599.70, and then we got to push over 602. 602's up here in this upper range, all that upper structure, this crap that I've been looking at for weeks. Seems like it's never going to come back. It's coming back. So if we push over 590, 599.70, it's going to start getting choppy, guys. Up to 602. You got these peaks right here. This double top right here. I'll put a ray on it. So you come to your drawings, remember, guys, on Webull. Drawings, indicators, or your lines, trend lines. I'll take the horizontal ray, and it'll stop where I stop it. If you do a whole bar, it goes everywhere's with you. So I like some resistance here. You got 2 straight days of it right there with the rejection. 602.50. I like that. Is that right? Yes. Right there. Okay. Everybody got those? So I would be, I'd be inclined to go into calls over 599.70 as it is right now for a run back to 602.50. Now I started this crap yesterday and pre-market took all my levels out. And it happens. It happens sometimes. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, Mark, we'll reanalyze in the morning. But it could. Yeah, all kinds of data coming out, like Brandon says. Yeah, sometimes Webull will let it nosedive at the end, like it's resetting or something. Mark, I love using high of day and low of day, and I also use that with session volume profile. I should have took that off first. Hang on. Let's go to like a 10. Get us back in the realm. Often on like a ranging day, I like marking these value area high and lows. If it's a POC that had a lot of volume on it, 591.60, that thing's probably pretty stout support. Here's value area high of the day, 597.75. Ain't that what I just said? 597.25 on mine. Okay. Pretty close. 597.75. See, technically for me today, I could have still played this value area if I would have waited for it to come back into it to get to the bottom. Sometimes this session volume profile is really nice to use. I get away from it sometimes. Okay, guys, so there's a few levels for tomorrow. Low of the day, high of the day. I try making marks on those because they come back into play. When we start making new highs, we're going higher. When we start making recent lows, when we start breaking lows of like the last 2 or 3 days, we're coming lower. It's this great fundamentals to have in your head. Okay. Hey, thanks, Sean. Thank you, Claudine. Nice. Yep. That's what you do. Let me see if I've caught up questions before I get off of here. Parker, the top of morning structure is not the pre-market high, unless it just happens to line up with it. Let me look. So if I was charting today, yes, top of morning structure today just happened to line up with pre-market highs. Really close to it. Very close to it. And you can see it traded in that range, this range right here. I love blocks, guys. I've been telling you, I use these rectangles a lot. When you start breaking up out of them, it's, you can see it easier. So when I've got a defined area of consolidation, once it starts moving one way or the other out of it, that's the way it's going to lean. Okay. All right. Any more questions? I think I'm going to call it right there tonight. I streamed a long time this morning. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Don't forget, go click my link and sign up under me. It goes a long ways and helps me. Got my tip jars in there if anybody feels inclined to help me. I'm doing full time now. I'm here for you guys. I'll be live again in the morning, and then I should be on with Josh Wednesday and Friday. Somebody said Thursday's closed for Jimmy Carter's birthday, President Carter's birthday, not birthday, my God. His funeral. So, not sure about that, but it may be closed. I think it is. SC Nate, BK. Always good to see y'all in here. All day, my wife jealous. I feel you, Sean. Hey, Peter, what was the name of that thing again? CMOS indicator? We'll look at it one time here. CEMAS. Michael, you can find my Weeble video under the Spylord tab in the Discord. Go to my channel. Right here. Weeble mobile stop loss video. It's not great. I'm going to do a better one. I was just trying to get something on there. I meant to do another one today. I'll just be honest with you. I got aggravated as hell. And I had to walk some. When you get like that, you got to cool off and walk away because you'll overtrade. And I ain't about that. It's a few videos back. See if it's on. Is it just on my channel? Did I put it unlisted?
All right, guys.
It's this one. Yeah, it's unlisted. I can try to go edit that and make it public, but if you scroll back, can I pin that? Pin message. There we go. So if you go to Spylord and hit the pinned messages, should come up. Yep. There's my link for the Discord, and then there's the Weeble mobile stop loss. Okay, so it's pinned now. How about that? You learn something new every day. All right. Any more questions before I go? Yeah, please hit the like button. Thank you, Claudine. Trying to make my living out of this. I got to do the best I can. D Parker, I've not forgot you. I'm going to do a buy and sell order on Weeble Mobile tomorrow, okay? And then I'll do one on the PC also. CEMAS on TradingView. CEMAS. Custom EMA strategy. Let's look on the 15. Golly, that's a lot of EMAs. $8, 17, 34, 71. I guess it's somebody's script that they wrote. So the settings. Wow. There's all kinds of these third-party indicators on TradingView. Some are really neat. EMA1. Good Lord. Okay. I might pop it on and listen. You're right. I mean, it had it pegged pretty nice today with sell orders. There was one buy order here. Yep. Whoever listed that, I appreciate it. Always looking for new tools. So if we go to a 5, it put us in here and here with one sell order. Not bad. Not bad on that day. Go back and retest it on this day. And it's not so cut and dry. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of noise in it. I don't know. I tend to stay away from these type of things, but now when it hits, it hits. Today might have been its day. It's a little much for me. It's a lot of noise on that chart like that to me. I've gotten used to trying to trade it a little more naked. So we'll see on the future. Okay, guys. Claudine, how do you do pending orders, please? Claudine, are you on Weeble? I'm not sure. Like on a share, you can do. You have to change your order to good till canceled. GTC. Put your price in, your limit order price, I guess, where you want to buy it at, and click good till canceled. And then it'll stay on there until it gets filled or until you cancel it. But be leery of don't forget to cancel your order if it doesn't get to where you're wanting. If that makes sense. Hopefully that's what you're asking. Peter, that might work nice. Yeah, it looked really good today. Yeah, tomorrow. I hope for a better day tomorrow. You know, it's a lot of pressure when there's 100 or 200 people in here with me, So I don't like to be hasty making decisions. And I should have just followed my gut this morning in the technicals because, this 1 hour showed the story with the RSI. It was overbought and had to come back. It has to come back down. Now, the move down may not be that nice, but on a 1 hour, it's got some room to come down. It was screaming up here to me, and I called it, but I couldn't stay. I couldn't hold it, man. I don't know. Got shook out, got stopped. Then I was so aggravated I couldn't get back in because I was revenge trading. Revenge trading's a no-no. How do you time the candlestick, Eric? Well, the market's closed now, but over here on your chart, right here, brother. You right click right here, over here on the prices, right click, and it'll gives you a bunch of stuff, opening and close price, I guess, of each candle. That might, yeah. The high and low of the day, ask and bid. You start checking all these things on, and then you can't see your numbers over here. So the countdown is what you want, and you just left click it, and then it turns it back on. So if I right click again, countdown is on. Okay. And then when the market's moving, like let's do stocks with Josh. Here we are. There's Bitcoin. I don't know if it does it on crypto. Yep, here it goes. There's your timer. There's a 5-minute chart. And then that's for per candle. Each candle gets a timer that'll reset every whatever you're on, 5s or 10s or 15s. Okay? $1 million question, Peter. What is it? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate it. I love you guys. I really do. I truly do. I love doing this. We're gonna keep on doing the thing. I got more stuff coming. I'll do my best tomorrow to get a buy and sell order on the desktop. Here we go. $597.20. $599.70. $597.20. And under us, we got $593.70. If we start breaking this, there's a whole nother point down to $592.50, which was my biggie yesterday. That was the highs of the previous day. So there's support there. So if we break this $593.70, you could get a point and a half down to this if this starts breaking. Okay? Everybody's welcome. Bats, I live in Virginia, brother. I'm really close to Kentucky and Tennessee, though. Black Mamba, what is considered morning structure? I'll go over it one more time, buddy. Morning structure is on a 5-minute chart. And what we teach is the first 3 candles. You take and find the bottom, the low of these 3 candles, and the high of these 3 candles. And then at 9:45, when this third candle closes, we usually measure the bodies. Some people like to catch the wick. Also, I like to catch the bodies on these first 3. That's your morning structure. Now, sometimes it's a wider range. We go back here to previous day. Here was your morning structure. 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candles. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. See, it's a wider range. We traded in this range that day forever before it broke up out of it. So hopefully that it's a really good fundamental foundation to start with. We teach it every day. So hopefully that answers your question. I do also sometimes I mark after hours lows, pre-market lows, pre-market highs. Just so happens the bottom of structure here, see how it coincides, was also the top of pre-market. It all lined up really nice that day. So that was a good range to be in and break out of. We have a 15-minute candle close above pre-market high at morning structure. Josh considers that a pretty strong confirmation. Is going up. Kevin, yeah, the higher the time frame that closes above, it's nice confirmation. You also have to have momentum going with you. Sometimes a 15, it takes a long time to close out. It depends on what if it's a good trend, it's going to keep going. I like switching back to the 5s and making sure, each candle are making higher highs. All right. Much love, guys. Don't forget support if you can. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for your time. I will be on tomorrow morning. Market open at Opening Bell. I'll post the link, same place, under the Spy Lord tab. All right. Sweet. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, guys. All right. Love y'all. See you soon.